Close your eyes.
I am fully open and present in the moment to receive any guidance that speaks to my soul. I will be honest and authentic with myself, facing the truth that my body, my intuition is guiding me as either confirmation or a nudge for healing. I am prepared to wholeheartedly start or continue on my journey to self-discovery and healing. Hello everyone, welcome to Willow and Roots. It's Michelle here and I have another reading for you. Today's reading, we're going to be receiving messages from your past, present and future self. We have 3 options here to choose from. Option 1 is the garnet crystal. Option 2 is the cacoxenite. And option 3 is the tree agate. Okay, once again, this is option 1, option 2, and option 3. Before we get into this reading, I would like to thank all my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. And for all my OG subscribers, you know I love you. Thanks for continuing to support this channel. I really appreciate it. Now, I'd also like to talk about the new year. So happy new year to everyone. This is like a fresh start, a clean slate. And I'm so happy that we've all made it over onto this side. Okay, because for me, usually around the holidays, I always feel that it's quite dangerous. It's nice to be on the other side in 2023. Now, the energies that I'm getting for this year, the number 7 year, a lot of people call it the number of spirit. I use that sometimes. And what I'm feeling is this is a year of divine intervention. So yes, spirituality and awakening, etc. But spirit is actually now very present. Spirit is saying, hey guys, I am here, remember me. And we've seen that with that footballer that collapsed. Yes, he was tackled, or he was tackling someone and then he passed out. But a lot of people prayed for him, right? That showed the power of prayer. And that man is now conscious, right? He's awake. And that's a sign showing everyone that, look, I'm here. That's what Spirit is saying. All you have to do is to tap into that energy, that power that you have within, you possess within. And when we do it in great numbers, we can move mountains. So that's a clear example, because it wasn't the whole world, every human being in the world praying for him. Yes, it was a large number, but imagine if majority of the world, right, connected and was praying for positivity or some way out of this very dark situation. Imagine what would happen. All of us using our individual power. Imagine what would happen. So there's going to be a lot of miracles, right? Spirit's going to be throwing miracles all over the place. And again, it's a sign for us to see, you know, our greatness, and the greatness of Spirit, of God, of Source, the Creator, is to remember Spirit, right? Connect with Spirit. That's beautiful. Another thing is, this is a year of hope. So it's the year of the star card I saw. Yes, the chariot, but the star. Maintaining hope, having faith and belief in ourselves and all that we intend on doing or desire. It's also a year of manifestations coming to life quickly, becoming a reality quickly. So please be mindful of your thoughts, what you speak, your intentions, your actions, right? Please be mindful of that, because if you're in the negative mindset, it's going to happen. Whatever you're fearing, whatever you're thinking about, is going to happen. This is the year where the law of cause and effect right? Universal law of cause and effect is potent. Okay, so if you're in the negative, you're going to be getting the negative. If you're in the positive, you will be receiving the positive. So be mindful of your, again, thoughts, what you say, and your actions. It's very important. Okay, I've seen this firsthand, and it's I mean, that person really put out something negative and they got back negative change quickly. Okay, so be very careful. Another thing is using magic this year. Now, for those of you who are big on casting spells and all that stuff, whether it be light or dark or in the middle gray, be mindful again of your intentions when you're casting these spells. And a perfect example would be relationship spells, love spells. Okay, now you may want someone because you like the idea of them or the way they look or whatever. Now, the negative side of that, if that is not the right person for you, your spell, if done right and very potent, you may get them, and then once you kind of either outgrow them or you realize that, okay, they're probably not who they appear to be, it's going to be hard for you to leave that, especially if you do a lock and throw away the key spell. Okay, a complete binding, a bonding. A client of mine has done that, and she said I can speak on it. And with her scenario, she bound herself to someone, realized that they weren't right, she outgrew them, and a person that really was in alignment with her, she really enjoyed this person's company, entered her life. She wanted to be with that person, but she bound herself to another. And everything that she tried to do to be with this person that she really is gelling with, she wants to be with, because she connected on all levels. She got to know the person, right? It's just not working out because she's stuck with this person that she got some kind of binding with. She had to go find spirit in order to break that stuff. People, this is not something to play with. Another example, guys, and this is another client, wanted to do a magic spell where they wanted a person to see the error of their ways, right? Behave themselves, listen to them, like almost like a control spell. But it wasn't like control where you're going to do bad things to them. It's more control where if you tell the person to do something for you, and it's nothing dark, that they will be more open to listening to you, following instructions, that kind of spell. But it still falls under control, and it's against the person's will. They did not give permission. Now, I used to do magic in my younger years, right? Teens, early 20s. I used to do that, and it wasn't all light. Yes, it wasn't dark where I was there killing people. It definitely was not that. But it was more so doing things to help people see their great potential, or doing things where opportunities will come for a person, good opportunities. But of course, it still fell under dark because they did not ask for it, right? I didn't get their permission. So of course, it fell under the dark side of things. So I would call myself, well, back then, gray, a gray witch or whatever, but I'm not doing that anymore, right? So anyway, this person said, you used to do this, right? You used to cast spells. Can you cast a spell on this person, right? To get them to see the error of their ways. Of course, I warned them about the cause and effect of casting spells, especially if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And the person wanted to do it. Now, I didn't know how far they went, where they got the hair of the individual that they wanted to cast a spell on. I mean, they really went far. So they were thinking about this long before. I kept on asking the person, do you really want to do this? Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, because this stuff is real and it is bordering on dark. They still wanted to do it. It got to the point where I realized that I was meant to cast a spell and take the karma from that, and somehow their conscience would be clear. Of course, I consulted Spirit, and Spirit said, it's not on you, because it's all about the intention. It's not your intention, it's their intention. It's on them. So, of course, I went back to the person and I explained that to them. They still wanted to do it. Mind you, this is a person that reads the Bible, okay, every day. So it got to the point where this person's like, okay, I'm ready to do it. Now, I was going to give them a spell where, because of course they don't practice magic, they have no idea. So I was going to give them a spell where they were going to put the spell on themselves in order to be more assertive, to approach the person and ask them, why are you not listening, etc. So I was going to do that on the down low, because it's definitely not right just casting spells on people like that. And of course I got their permission that I can cast the spell. So all I needed to do was to write down the steps for them to complete the spell, give it to them so that they can do it. So I just give them the instruction. The day before we're meant to do the magic, Spirit came to me and said, ask the person this one question. Why didn't you come to me first? Why do you feel the need to resort to drastic measures to get this person to see you or to listen to you? Now that was powerful. When I got that download from Spirit, I was like, wow. But I realized it was a test for this person, all of this. So anyway, I approached the person and I relayed Spirit's message to them. And you know what? They dropped that. They dropped the idea of doing magic immediately. They threw out the hair, everything. And the key message here is, before you resort to doing anything drastic like that, right? Casting spells on people to either control them, to have them fall in love with you, to have certain career stuff, you know, anything where it is forceful and against someone's will. Call on Spirit, call on God. All he had to do, that person, the Spirit is with him strong. All he had to do was to say, Spirit, can you please allow this person to see the error of their ways or their actions, see what I go through and what I have to do to make whatever project we are working on happen. And Spirit would have granted that. So for everyone out there who's thinking about doing magic in that way, call on Spirit first, right? So if it's a person that you want to be with, like that first scenario with my client where she ended up binding herself to someone that she, in the end, she didn't like, she didn't want to be with. And the right person came along and it was just like, there was a lot of blocks. Call on Spirit and say, Spirit, I'm open to receive the right person for me. Well, I mean, come on. It's as simple as that. Or the same thing with career, money, right? Conflicts with others. Speak to Spirit first. It is important. And this year, the gates are open. It is open wide. This is a number 7 year and Spirit is listening. There's going to be many miracles and a lot of upheavals. Okay, so it's for those who walk with God, walk with Source. It's for them to see those who have Spirit in their hearts, but they're just not aware of it. It's for them to see. Okay, I just had to put that out there. And another thing, self-respect and respect of your body, your temple, what you put in it, and who you put in it. Okay, y'all know what I mean. And it's for males and females. Women, respect your body. Don't just give it freely. And the same thing with men. Don't just give your body freely. Energetically, you are connecting yourself to others and you're connecting to their baggage. Okay, and especially for those who are unhealed, you are taking that on along with your stuff. Every person that you lay down with, you're taking on their stuff on top of yours. There's an energetic link, an energetic cord attached to you. So it's important to be mindful of that and respect yourself, respect your body. Okay? Don't just give it freely. Okay, let's get on with this reading. So we have option 1, option 2, and option 3. Now you can pause the video, choose a card. Let's get to it. Hello, option 1. For those of you who selected the first card, the Garnet card, here's your reading. Now we're going to look at the message on the back of this card at the end. Okay, let's pull some tarot. So what we're going to look at is guidance from your past self, which will represent your inner child, your present self, which is your higher self, and your future, which is your future self. Okay, so we're going to see what messages they have for you. I am using the Tower of the Sorceress. Okay. May I have a card for option 1's inner child? What guidance do you have for option 1, please? Okay, inner child, what guidance do you have for option 1? We have here the Two of Earth, Two of Pentacles. Okay, inner child is talking about balance here. Making peace with your past. Okay, your higher self is speaking on the Empress. Okay, your higher self wants you to focus on your values. Okay, may I have a card from your future self? Okay, and we have here the Two of Cups. Nice. Very nice. Bottom of the deck we have Temperance. So again, we have a theme of balance, right? Now your inner child is speaking on things might have been rocky with your childhood. It might not have been the best childhood per se, meaning that there's been a lot of ups and downs, right? It could also be that money might not have been flowing or in great abundance in your childhood, but now you have the opportunity to step on the path to acquiring great abundance here. We do have 2 appearing twice, and that is all about stability. Now with the Earth card, which is Pentacles, it represents stability within your body, your finances, right? Stability with the tangible, things that you can touch. And then we do have here the Two of Waters, Two of Cups, stability emotionally. So it is screaming here about your relationship to your finances, your relationship to how you view abundance, how you view success, how you create abundance in your life. And I'm hearing how much is enough, right? That's what I'm hearing. Your present self is calling on you to step into the Empress energy, right? So you can be a male watching this and this still applies, right? The Empress energy is all about creation. So nurturing and feeding your ability to generate abundance, to create, right? To make something out of nothing, to change your fortunes, to be in a more stable and consistently stable environment or situation, right? It also speaks on valuing yourself. So this is recognizing your skills, right? Recognizing and respecting your body, right? And all that you possess or all that you've acquired. So it speaks on having gratitude as well, right, with the Empress. But it's having enough, being comfortable, or having gratitude for what you have, and knowing that you can always create more, generate more. Okay, so there is no need to be in an energy of scarcity, lack, because you possess the ability to acquire more, to generate more, to grow. And this is seeing this within yourself, the art of manifesting, the art of creating, or connecting to your skills and nurturing it, taking it to the next level with the Empress, right? A very fertile time for you. So if we're speaking on the present being now 2023, it's saying that this is a very abundant time for you. Recognize it, see it, capitalize on it, start creating now. Okay? This is not the card where you're going to be sitting back fantasizing about the great abundance. This is you now making it happen, and it is a major arcana, and it's the only one here. So this is a very abundant time for you. Okay, the future self speaks on being emotionally fulfilled and balanced. Okay, being in alignment now with where you are. So if you have, and we're focusing on the future here, work through that lack mentality from the earlier years, right, the formative years, and you have now figured out the secrets on how you can create great abundance. This is you now being comfortable with it, because there's a lot of people where they may have started out from humble beginnings, work their way up to stability, having wealth, and they're still emotionally and mentally poor. They're still back to where they were when they didn't have anything. And there's a lot of people where they're stuck in that energy. The ones where they have great wealth and they're not happy. So this is saying, again, gratitude, but also being in alignment with where you are in the future, currently, how you are living. So you are no longer poor, you're no longer deprived of material stability. This is you needing to now enjoy the stability that you've created for yourself. And for some of you, use it to help you to heal that inner child, that energy of not having, or always seeking, always chasing, always dreaming. Because now your dreams, it's a reality. So it's no longer you chasing it. You've claimed it. Now enjoy it. But heal this energy, this fear of lack. It's all about coming into balance and accepting your great fortune. It's also showing me here, for some of you, like a pregnancy. So again, a period where it might be kind of hit or miss, rocky, right? Things aren't working out. You're looking after yourself, and then boom, you have your happiness. Everything is now in alignment and ready for you to conceive, again, to create. So it's a similar thing, whether it is to conceive a child or conceiving that financial stability, right? But the key thing here is, and I'm picking this up heavily with the Empress, it's how you value yourself, how you see yourself. This is for all scenarios here, right? So valuing what you have, right? All the abundance that you have materially, and also valuing you, the soul, the person, the one who created this wealth, made it happen. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's get some cards from the Morgan's Tarot. This is very hippie, by the way. Right. May I have a card for the Two of Earth? Okay. Oh, that's a big flipper there. Right. We have here, there are no others. So we have like a lake monster, sea serpent, right? There are no others. So it's like you're looking around for someone to like save you. Like this is representing that child energy. So with it saying there are no others, it's like being on your own. So your childhood, you might have experienced periods of loneliness, having to look after yourself, having to emotionally nurture yourself, right? Because the serpent is in water. So it's like having to like get on, because of course with the pentacles it's the tangible, but also it's like your reality. So it feels like putting your emotions to one side and having to knuckle down to survive. That's for some of you, not all of you. And surviving doesn't necessarily mean that you're out on the street. It's more so having to make do with what you have and just living day by day, right? But there's a sense of loneliness here, seeking help from others or just that support and reassurance, and not necessarily getting it, or it came in waves with the Two of Pentacles energy. For some of you, you were an only child, and that's why you want a big family, especially with the Empress, because you know what it felt like being alone. Okay, may I have a card for the Empress? Okay, so we have here this robot. I am getting internet, so for some of you, your great abundance can come from a business online, right? For others, it's like factory. So you're making something where like apparel, or it's just a product where it has to be made in a factory. You're outsourcing, right? Or you will have to outsource. Now, I don't know who this is. Now, email me or drop a comment in the description box. You are wanting to produce something by yourself, and you've realized that it would make more sense for you to outsource or to have it made outside of your establishment. So for instance, let's say you're making like clothing. Instead of you making the apparel yourself, it makes sense for you to have it made in a factory, let's say in, and I don't even want to say any countries, but outside of your country, okay? It, because you will be able to generate the units needed. Whereas if you are there sewing it yourself, you're not going to be able to like push out, let's say, 1,000 units, right? It's like that. But it's showing me that it makes sense for you to outsource, right? With the robot, I'm getting like meticulous work. So a part of your problem could be that you are perfectionist as well. So things has to be neat, right? Stitches have to be straight, etc. And that sometimes can be a waste of time. This is something that I've experienced when I used to sew. My late mother-in-law told me this. She also was like a master seamstress, but she would look at my work and she said, you spend most of your time focusing on getting everything perfect. Every stitch, right? Every piece of fabric cut, etc. And she said, sometimes you just have to go with the flow. Sometimes you just have to allow a slight misaligned stitch. She used to say that. Did I follow it? Not all the time. No, I did not follow that all the time. You can't be having like crooked stitches. Okay, so with the Two of Cups, it's clarified by the you are our God. With the future self, it is saying being more in the energy of gratitude, right? With spirit, connecting with spirit more. And that could be a major theme with your reading, where when you connect with spirit, it's like that's when doors open for you, right? It's connecting with yourself and seeing the value within yourself and connecting with spirit and communicating, building that bonding relationship with spirit. Because the there are no others card, it's like saying you're not alone. You don't have to be in autopilot. It could be a lot easier, but all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is be in the energy of gratitude and ask spirit for guidance, support. The doors will open for you. Okay? But there's perfectionist energy here. There's the energy of monotony as well. So it's breaking out of that. And again, that could be where you're connecting with spirit, doing something a little bit different and seeing easier, more results that flow better. That's what I'm hearing. It's less of hard work, right? Or boring. With the big robot, little robot, it does tie in with pregnancy here as well. So some of you could be conceiving a child this year. Beautiful. And it's in the present placement as well. You've been calling on spirit for this and you'll be blessed. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, let's just get one more tarot card. King of Wands. Yes. Standing in your authority here. We do have here being fair. So being fair to yourself and others. But more importantly, not being afraid to put yourself out there. Not being afraid to be open to challenges, right? Tackling challenges. Facing them, right? With a cool head. But know that you have spirit on your side. Nice. So let's see your advice card. You received the Garnet card. Okay, and it says Garnet, sexuality, life force, intensity. Right? So we do have here again with the conception. So in order to conceive, you're gonna have to be doing the act, right? Or in most cases. So it says this is sexual healing in its highest form. Garnet is a stone of love, passion, and devotion, removing blocks to the desires of the heart. Step into your sexual power and embrace your body, removing all judgments that stand in the way of you and your pleasure. When used in tandem with tantric sex, Garnet can heighten the experience, attracting partners that can help heal sexual trauma. Wow. Garnet helps identify and illuminate self-sabotaging behaviors, expanding your connection to mind, body, and spirit. Now we have the signs Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aquarius, and the planet it represents is Mars. Wow. Leo, the self. Virgo is I analyze, but also the health side of things. Capricorn, that is that determination and drive to succeed. Aquarius, being unique, innovative, right? And the humanitarian as well. And then the Mars energy, that's that go-getter planet, right? The planet of action. So this is quite interesting. Now it says here, devotion and removing blocks. The blocks that we spoke of earlier with the inner child energy is what you didn't have when you were younger. Things that you felt you lacked, but now that you have and you can experience, it is saying removing the blocks of the past, not holding on to that lack mentality. It's also talking on, again, the art of creation. Now we know that with sexual energy, or some of you may know, that you can manifest with that, okay? And that's something that I might touch on later in the year. But it's calling on you to take advantage of this fire energy. It's very fiery. Now with life force, that's what you use in order to conceive a child or to maintain a pregnancy. A woman is giving her child a bit of her life force energy to sustain the pregnancy. So it's something to look into, something to consider. Right now, when it comes to tantric sex, which is quite interesting, and using it to help heal sexual trauma, that is, didn't know that one. And it's a way of truly connecting with yourself and your partner. It's a very deep connection, and it's not heavily focused on just what we expect sex to be, just the bam 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 and then we're done. This is something where it is long sessions, but it's not laborious. It is actually something that it's an act that is allowing you again to be in the moment, like truly in the moment, being with yourself in the moment and your partner in the moment. And that is really, really interesting. A deep sense of connecting with the self and valuing yourself, valuing your sexuality as well. And there's something very sensual and private about it as well, personal. Now we have here sabotaging behaviors and expanding the mind, body, and spirit. The sabotaging behaviors again is stemming from the past, the lack, no longer being in a position of need, want, but mentally still being there. So it's again shifting that energy, right? That mind energy, that emotional body, physical body, spiritual body, in alignment with where you are now, being in that God energy or connecting with spirit, having that relationship with spirit, right? And stepping into your true position with the King of Wands. This is like you reigning over all that you have acquired yourself with your own hands. Beautiful. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings and mentorships. Information on that is in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 2. For those of you who selected the second card, the Cocoxonite card, here's your reading. We're going to look at the message at the end. So we're going to pull some tarot. Okay, so this is from the Tarot of the Sorceress. Okay, so the first card is going to represent your past, and that is your inner child. The second card is going to represent the present, which is your higher self. And the third card is going to represent your future, which is your future self. So, let's get a card for your inner child. What guidance do you have for option 2? Inner child, past energy. Okay, so we have here the World. Present self, higher self. What guidance do you have for option 2? May I have a card, please? We have here the Knight of Cups and the Fool. Okay, future self. What guidance do you have for option 2? We have here the Ten of Air, Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, your inner child is saying, the world is your oyster, grabbing life with both hands, but it's like having great experiences, being limitless. So that involves traveling, that involves everything that you do. It's like it's all available to you, it is all possible, right? Anything is possible in this life. That's what your inner child is saying. It's almost wanting you to experience as much as you can in this incarnation. It is also giving me the vibe that whatever lesson you're meant to learn in this incarnation, so the overall theme of this incarnation, you're going to complete it in this life. Okay? So it might have been a lesson that you have been experiencing for several lives or past lives, right? But now you're going to complete it. But it's almost like I'm hearing going out with a bang, right? It's not saying that you're going to die. It's speaking about just experiencing everything that you can, because the next life, it's going to be a new lesson, new experiences. Okay, so it's just really enjoying this one. Okay, so let's see what your higher self has to say. This is giving me wearing your heart on your sleeve, and it's calling for you to be mindful of who you give your energy to, who you give your heart to, what you commit your energies to. Okay, it's with the Fool card, it's and the Knight of Water, it's really giving me to be mindful of jumping into situations too quickly and getting burned. It's almost like it felt right at that time, and then you experience it, and then it just goes wrong. Because the Fool is giving me like just reaching for something because you want it then and there, but not necessarily thinking things through. And it's not saying, with both these cards, it's not saying to sit on it for a long period to figure out if it works for you. It's just initially looking at, okay, how is this going to benefit me? And if it feels right, then going for it. Because these two cards, let's say you have a small amount of money in your bank account and you see something that you want to purchase, like you're going to be doing an impulse purchase. You're not thinking about, okay, how can I use this money wisely, where it covers, let's say, rent, bills, etc., eating, it covers all of those costs, right? You're not thinking about that. You're focusing on, I want that new bag or shoes or whatever, a watch, and you buy it. And you kind of leave yourself in a very vulnerable situation where you don't have the money to pay for the necessary essentials. It's like that. So it has an impulsive energy. But what your higher self is saying is to not lose that risk-taking quality. It's just making sure that you quickly look at what you're getting yourself into before you enthusiastically commit to it. And it's the same thing with people. And with it being a Cups card as well, the Knight of Cups, it's feeling the situation out, using discernment in the realm of clairsentient to feel a situation out, to feel people out and see if you should really, again, give your energies to them or participate in something. Because it's definitely, you just dive in. It's that kind of vibe. But you got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to make sure that, okay, it's right for me. And then you move in that direction. And with the Ten of Air, the future self, I mean, I'm just going to speak about the cards being together, like next to each other. That's where it's like things tend to not really go your way when you're in that again, impulsive energy. It's just being mindful of that. As much as your overall theme is to live life to the fullest, sometimes we have to, it's imperative that we make sure that we know what we're getting ourselves into, okay, to not be in hot water or get the short end of the stick. Now with the Ten of Air for the future self, it's giving me like putting an end to you being in the position and situations of getting the short end of the stick, of having people take advantage of you, or situations going belly up. This is actually, with the Swords energy, you being able to see where you've gone wrong, right? It's almost like you have to hit rock bottom, hit that point where you're like, oh my goodness, it's just not going my way, or something just is not working out. And you're able to see certain decisions, certain actions that's led to this point, right? That's what I'm getting with the Ten of Swords. So your higher self is saying that, you know, you can actually prevent this from happening if you change the way that you enter into certain obligations in your present. Okay, I'm going to pull some more cards for that. May I have a card for the Ten of Air, Ten of Swords? May I have a card for the Ten of Swords? We have here the Seven of Cups. Look at the other options. Look at your options, right? We have here this person holding a wand, or that's a time, right? Herb. It's like weighing the options or looking at the possibilities and then choosing one, making that final decision. Okay? It's seeing other ways out of a situation. But again, before you even get to that point, it's initially discerning, not diving head first into situations without thinking things through and feeling the situation as well. Because I talk about having your logical self and your intuitive emotional self in alignment, in balance. That's true intelligence. Okay? It's not that, okay, well, if I'm in this space, if it's balanced, I'm not intuitive at all. No, 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 no. No. The intuitive self expresses to you what you cannot see, truth that you cannot see. The logical self expresses facts that you can see. So if there's any untruths, you have the facts to prove what is correct and what isn't. And again, your intuitive self taps into the unseen truth. So that could be of others, what you're picking up, the energies of others that's not right. So you investigate to get the facts behind why are you feeling a particular way about a person. You see what I mean? Okay. But that's what your higher self has to say. That's quite interesting. May I have a card for the present self? We have here the Page of Air. Look at that. Page of Air. And with it being a page, or Page of Swords, with it being a page, it's almost like learning. This is developing this skill of analyzing, logically looking, thinking about your actions or things that you enter into before you enter into them. And this is a card of observation. So observing the situation before you enter into it. Okay? It is also a card, but the page is haste. They act quickly and they don't necessarily think things through. So this, with it being a Page of Swords, which I'm quite happy to see, it's one where you're kind of like studying the situation before, again, you embark on it, which is nice. Very nice. Looking at your options. I want another card for the future self. We have here the Hierophant. Yes. Look at that. Now we're tapping into your morals, building on your experiences, right? So not repeating history. It's almost like learning from your mistakes and not repeating them. It's also a card of being in authority. So you are in that energy. So no one can actually take advantage of you anymore, because you know better, you're more aware. This is also a card of connecting with spirit. So spirit has been sending you messages, especially with the World card as well. That's the universe. And this is the Hierophant connects with the universe and shares the guidance with others. What he knows, what he receives with others. So you're going to be in that energy, which is quite interesting. So based on your experiences, you will have the wisdom to share with others on how not to go down certain paths. But the Hierophant is saying here that you will know better. You will be in a position of authority of yourself and being able to share your wisdom with others. Very nice. Nice. So let's get some cards from the Morgan's Tarot. This is that psychedelic hippie deck. Okay, may I have a card for the inner child? 2 cards. Do it now. Do it now. So we have here a boat. So this is giving me travel vibes, right? So again, with the World card, it's traveling, making the most or getting the most out of life, right? So it's saying go for it. Grab life with both hands. Always remember this. That's the next card. Do it now. Always remember this. This is like there's no rest for the wicked. If you've heard that saying, right? But it's almost like when you're idle, when you're just stood still, we dream. We think about things that we want to do, but sometimes it never comes to fruition. And it will always fall under that shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? And it's due for you not being in that energy, not being that person Okay, may I have a card for the present self? We have as above, so below. Yes. As above, so below. And it falls under the universal law of cause and effect. So when we act in haste or without thinking clearly, we reap what we sow. So if you're entering into things that's unclear, right, you get unclear results. You get the short end of the stick. So it's making sure that you are aware of this, and especially now with it being 2023, the law of cause and effect is heightened. It's intensified. This is a year of manifestations, like I mentioned earlier in the opening of this reading. But for you, as above, so below. You reap what you sow. May I have a card for the future self? They have here, go ahead on. It's almost like you see the finger about to turn that switch on. It's that realization. It's like, oh, that aha moment as to where you might have been going wrong. So that's what the future self is saying. It's almost like if you're feeling like, why am I always experiencing negative things or bad experiences or stuff not working out? It's almost like you're gonna have that aha moment, that eureka moment, like, okay, this is exactly what I am doing, and that is why I am receiving these results, and this is what needs to be changed. Okay, nice. Okay, let's get another tarot card. Okay, we have here the Knight of Cups. You have it here twice. Knight of Cups, and another card is sticking out. Knight of Cups. And we have the Five of Wands. He's facing the dragon. Look at that. Knight of Cups facing the dragon here. This is like, and I'm hearing going against like your better nature. So going against what your intuition and your body is screaming at you to not do. But for some of you, you tend to ignore your intuition, and then you experience like challenges. And that is the issue. It's that you need to listen to your intuition, follow it. And in the future self is saying eventually that's going to be that aha moment. Okay, that's what I'm not doing, right? So it's screaming heavily, intuition, really listening to it, focusing on it, feeling, right, situations or opportunities that are presented to you, and feeling if it is right, feeling if it is something that you should be doing. If there's, how will you benefit? Okay, how will you benefit? But yeah, this is like going against your better nature. That's what I'm hearing with that. Wow. Let's look at your advice card. Cocoxenite. It says interconnection, ascension, attunement. And we have the Hierophant and the World card. Now we have Sagittarius and the Moon. Right, so those are the sign, zodiac sign, and the planet that represents this crystal. The Sagittarius is the philosopher, right? Sagittarius is also blessed with foresight, seeing what's to come, seeing the future, right? And the Moon, it's like the emotions, deep emotions, but it's also the feminine energy, so the intuition. So using your intuition to see what is to come, right? Foresight. That's what this is saying. Cocoxenite is known to raise spiritual awareness and provide divine connection between the universe and humankind. Yes, you have the world, the universe, and we have the Hierophant. That's the conduit for spirit and the humanity, right? With Cocoxenite, synchronicities are not just coincidences. There are messages, so pay attention, I mean, come on, you hear this? Become aware of the universe's messages as it is constantly communicating with you. Cacoxenite asks that you look at challenges as lessons and wonder, what can I learn from this? Perspective is everything, and with Cacoxenite, embracing positivity and choosing your thoughts becomes easier and easier. Wow. And that is quite interesting. I mean, I don't want to reiterate here, but it's screaming again, connecting with your intuition, with source, right? And you are in that energy, but it's like really listening to it and trusting it. A big issue here is trust, because it is saying you're doing things and your body is telling you not to do it, but you go along and do it anyway, and then it's like a bad outcome, right? That's for a lot of you. But it is not saying to cocoon yourself and not have great and wonderful experiences in life. Go out there and explore. Go out there and do. But again, using discernment and listening to spirit. Spirit might say, look, why don't you book a trip to Cancun, right? Or why don't you book a trip to Aruba or Canada or the UK, right? Jamaica. Do it. Do it. That's what it's saying. Or why don't you look into moving? You will know when you are communicating with spirit and when it's just in your head. You will know. And it's saying you will see the signs and synchronicities. Do not ignore it. Okay. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings and mentorships. Information on that is in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 3. For those of you who selected the third card, the tree agate, here's your reading. So we're going to look at the message on the back of the card at the end. Okay, let's get some tarot. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Tarot of the Sorceress. And the first card will represent your past self, which is the inner child. The next card is your present self, which is your higher self. And the third card is going to be your future, which is your future self. Okay. Let us get a card from the inner child. What guidance do you have for option 3? Past self or inner child. What guidance do you have for option 3? May I have a card? Thank you. So we have here the Wheel of Fortune. Nice. Okay. Present self or the higher self. What guidance do you have for option 3? We have here the Hermit. Future self, what guidance do you have for option 3? May I have 1 card, please? Okay, then I have to do a pull. Future self, may I have a card for option 3? Thank you. We have the 9 of Air. 9 of Swords. So you have 2 major arcanas and the 9 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Cups. Okay. This is quite interesting. So with the inner child, it speaks on chance, like fated events in your childhood. So this could be lots of ups and downs, but life-changing events. So it falls in the realms of losing people, losing loved ones, or those that you hold near and dear to your heart, losing them, right? There's a level of, or an energy of instability, like always being on a knife edge, like certain experiences, not wanting to let go or relax, because there might be some form of disappointment or loss, and it's going to like catch you off guard. So it's always being on alert. I'm getting that feeling. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like having so many different life-changing experiences where there's a sense of being nervous, like a nervous energy, or what's anxiety, suffering from anxiety, because it's like things can go wrong quickly. So it's always being on guard, not wanting to let your hair down or relax, because if you do that and something goes wrong, it's almost like you don't know how you can handle that. Right? So for some of you, you could have lost a parent very young, just a sibling very young, but it's an energy of not wanting to, again, to let your guard down. That's what I'm picking up with that. With the Hermit, there's an insular energy here, right? So right now, it's almost like you are processing, or I'm hearing life review. You're doing a life review. So you're thinking about events from your childhood to where you are now, right? And it's doing a lot of healing. You're doing a lot of the inner work, healing a lot of the fears attached to your inner child or your past, and really coming to terms with it, processing it, understanding it, and finding the lessons or the meaning as to why certain things happen. It's also you now, you're truly connected to your higher self as well. Very spiritual, very spiritual. But there are moments where you prefer to just be alone. This energy is even giving me feeling alone, even in the company of others. Not wanting to reveal certain personality traits or characteristics of yourself to others. And I really don't know why. The future self speaks on with the 9 of air, fear. So it's also maybe your past haunting you. So for some of you, it's good that you're now working on yourself, right? Working on yourself spiritually, working on yourself emotionally and mentally, working with your inner child or some of your past traumas, so that I'm hearing night terrors for some, is going to like calm down. Now, for those of you who are not in this Hermit energy where you're actually going inwards, it is screaming that the future self is saying, making sure that you are willing to and open to start looking into healing some of your past disappointments and losses, because it will come to haunt you later on. Okay? And it's not necessarily saying that it's going to be like terrible. It's just the anxiety will be more frequent, and it's not a very nice feeling, and it can move into the realm of paranoia. Okay, so there is grounding energy here needed. It's almost like when you have that time to go inwards and really connect with yourself and work through certain, again, fears and disappointments, it grounds you. It's like it's helping you to be able to function day to day. With the Wheel of Fortune, I'm looking at the cards side by side. The Wheel of Fortune, you're next to the Hermit, you're realizing that you are in control of the events that occurs from now onwards. You have come to that understanding. Yes, there is some degree of fear because it's letting go of the control of holding yourself together, bracing yourself for the next disappointment. But you're realizing that it doesn't exactly serve me if I'm in that energy, because it only heightens my anxiety. It makes me not be open to trusting others or trusting situations. So opportunities could have been missed here, right? So it's seeing how being in this energy has affected you so far and finding solutions and ways to overcome it. Okay. We have here with the Two of Cups on the bottom, emotional balance. Okay, balancing the emotional body. And again, that is the thing that you don't want to have hurt. The disappointment sits in that body, the emotional body, But when we hold on to disappointment and traumas, it does develop physically. Okay? Can I have a card for the fortune, please? We have here the Six of Air. Exactly. It's like I'm hearing going on board. So with the going on board, it's almost like processing, being open to reviewing the past, and then again healing from it and moving into a more, I'm hearing, sustainable environment or situation where this is manageable. This is you being able to now see a way forward with the Wheel of Fortune, where you are actually steering the ship. Okay? You're realizing that there's a way forward here. It doesn't always have to be this terrorizing situation or terrorizing thoughts. Hermit, please. We have here Four of Earth. Yes. Feeling you're most secure in your own company. That's what I'm immediately getting. So again, you can be in the company of others and still feel alone. But you can also be in the company of others and be in that hermit energy where you have gone inwards into your comfort zone and be okay. There's nothing wrong with doing that sometimes, right? It allows you to kind of like stick your feet into socializing with others, like truly connecting. But the key thing here is emotionally, you are feeling safe and secure because you know that you have that control of how you react, right, in your environment. You're in control of how you react to certain situations. It's that realization, but it's your safe space, your comfort zone, right? And it's saying that that's where you feel the most yourself, at peace and at ease. There's a lot of daydreaming here. Okay, may I have a card for the Nine of Air? The Fool. So with the Nine of Air, it's almost like letting your imagination run wild. With the Fool, I'm sorry. With the Fool, it's like sometimes we can get ourselves so worked up thinking about every possible thing that has not even happened, or there's no indication that that is going to be the outcome. So initially I'm getting having your imagination run wild, right? But I'm also picking up with the Fool and the Nine of Swords that sometimes we need to step out of that mental prison and to start experiencing things in our present. You see what I mean? So the mental body, locking yourself in your home, ruminating on all the things that could have been, what might be, so on and so forth. And it almost becomes your reality, your truth. But what this is saying is, have the courage, take that risk to step out and actually experience and see life for what it is, the truth, or finding the truth of the situation or what you were thinking. It's almost, it's giving me like Page of Wands vibes, where you're starting to step out there and to start exploring and experiencing. But this is a major arcana, so it's more powerful and long term. So it's calling for you to come out of your shell and do an exercise where if you are feeling uncomfortable in the company of others, discerning if that is your own fears creeping up, or if it's really you being in bad company. So in that case, if it's you're in bad company, you remove yourself right, from that situation. But if it is your fears building up, being able to learn how to step into that comfort zone, visualizing it, feeling it, being in that energy, so that you will be able to be present but not present. So you will be present but and engaging with others, but you're able to be relaxed and grounded and comfortable in your skin, in your body, in that environment, in that moment, right? Get out more. Do things that you would normally do as well. That's in the realm of food. With that being the Nine of Swords, it's like reading or learning things that you wouldn't normally go and learn, right? So that could be even taking up a course of something that is completely different to some of your interests, or something that you consider doing but you probably wouldn't do it, but it seemed interesting, trying it. But it's giving me that getting yourself out there, and especially with the Six of Air, it's like moving out of one particular way of being, one cycle, and stepping into another, like exploring now what's out there instead of imagining it and jumping to conclusions, right? We have here the Ten of Earth. Yes, I'm going to put it right there. And the Ten of Earth, it's like all that you experience or will experience will be enriching, will be rewarding. You have no idea how valuable this will be for you in this human experience. It's almost like this is the blessing, this is the reward for all that you have gone through in your past. The instability and uncertainty, the constantly on high alert. Now you can actually relax and just feel yourself in certain situations. Feel the beauty, the wonder, and the blessings of life and of people around you as well. This is forging meaningful friendships and relationships. This is building on your abundance in all areas. This is enjoying it. This is creating it, enjoying it, and actually really being able to sit back in the end with gratitude. Okay, so let's get some cards from the Morgan's Tarot. The hippie deck. We have a card for the inner child. Okay, so we have here this spinning wheel symbol. And it's looking like the Wheel of Fortune again. So it's giving me that cyclical energy, the wheel of life, right? The ups and downs. But knowing that for every experience, there's something that we were meant to learn or to understand about the experience itself and how we feel in that experience and where we stand now and where we stood then. You know what I mean? It's just really analyzing and seeing how we have grown from the experiences of our past and the strength that we have within to have overcome that. Okay, may I have a card for the present self? Okay. It says here, your doubt is your faith if necessary in your particular case, perhaps doubt. So this is speaking on, I'm feeling that glass is half empty energy here. It's almost like expecting the worst, always expecting like, okay, things are just going to go belly up now. And again, it's because of your experiences in your past. I'm hearing always look on the bright side of life. I'm actually hearing that song. I don't know if it's from Monty Python movie. I'm just hearing always look on the bright side of life. So this is calling for an energy shift. This is calling for taking a risk to get to know people, to get to have certain experiences so that you will have concrete proof on how you feel about it, right? One more card for the future self. Yes. So we have here, does consciousness ring a bell? Consciousness. just that awakening, that aha moment. And your future self is saying that that will happen. That awakening or that realization will come once you take the first step forward. You know, with the Fool card, you're taking that risk to actually put yourself out there or to explore. And that's when you're going to be able to, it's almost like the world is open to you. The world is available to you, right? You won't be afraid of the experiences either, because you're going to realize that you're in control of how things pan out based on your actions. Nice. Let's get a tarot card. Please. It's looking like two. Oh, it's one. Empress. Yes, look at that. There is great abundance here with the 10 of Pentacles and the Empress. I'm getting it's a period, it will be a period of harvest for you. Your future self is saying that it will just all unfold. With the Empress, it's almost like there's a bounty waiting for you to claim. That's what I'm hearing. But it's for you to come out of your shell or find a way to be present. I keep hearing to be present but not present. Present with others, but still being secure within yourself, right? But this is screaming on your experiences and what is available to you. Nice. Let's get your advice card. So this is the tree agate. And it says stability, grounding, root. That's right. The tree agate is a stable force that grounds you back to earth, rooting you to the core of your being. You hear that? A stone in resonance with nature. Tree agate asks that you nurture the seeds you have planted and provide enough sustenance for them to succeed. Weed out the negativity and naysayers, 9 of Swords, including your inner critic, and know that despite it all, you are good enough. Tree agate promotes security in moments of growth, so you feel safe as you expand in your journey. Follow your truth and know that you are supported along the way. Now, the sign that supports this crystal or stone is Virgo. The planet is Mercury. Nice. So we do have here with Virgo is very, that's the analytical sign, but it's also the sign of health, right? And Mercury, communication and learning. You hear that? So this is speaking on analyzing your experiences, what you have learned, what you have, you know, it's like processing all of your experiences, the ones where you're putting yourself out there to have, and just analyzing yourself and just your environment or people in your company and seeing if it's right for you. But this is giving me like taking the wisdom, the knowledge of all that you've experienced, and it's almost like having it become a part of you or grounding it. I'm getting like collecting data, right? Collecting data, and that lifts that pressure, that anxiety off you. Very nice. Very, very nice. Virgo also has like a silent energy as well. So it ties in with the Hermit, which is Virgo, ruled by Virgo. And I do believe Mercury is Virgo and Gemini, right? So that is quite interesting. But a lot of grounding energy. And then with the 10 of Earth, I mean, that's an earth sign. It's grounding. 4 of Earth, very good card. Balance, grounding. This is like, again, absorbing and experiencing and processing all that you have been doing or putting yourself out there to experience. Lovely. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings and mentorships. Information on that is in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Open.